Hello and welcome to this Getting Started in Charisma tutorial. My name's Rihanna, I'm the writing lead at Charisma, and in this video we're going to get you started writing in Charisma as fast as possible. And of course, because these are interactive stories, we're going to look at how to write your player into the story as well as your characters. So here we have the template story on the story graph. You can find this template story by creating a new story and selecting the basic template. Now, I want this story to be a job interview between a character and my player. So if we zoom into the template here, you can zoom in using your scroll wheel or by using the slider at the bottom here. If we zoom into this character node, it currently says, "Hi, great to meet you, I'm character 1, but as it's a job interview, I want to click in here and select this text, press delete, and I want to change it to say, "Hi, have you come from far?" And now I want to give my player the opportunity to respond, which is the job of these blue player nodes here. You can move the graph by just clicking and dragging like that. So as my question is, have you come from far? These existing player nodes from the template are not really very relevant anymore, so we can delete them by clicking and pressing backspace, and we can select multiple by clicking shift, creating a box like that, and deleting many at one time. And these ones too, we're not going to need those. So now we need to think about how the player might respond to this question. Hi, have you come from far? Remember, we're putting the player inside the story, so they have the freedom to say whatever they like. The most obvious answer is yes or no, so let's create that. So if we double click on the graph like that, select player node. And now I could write every single way I can think of saying yes into this player node, but Charisma has some inbuilt intents to help us with that. So if we click use intents here and then click thumbs up, Charisma will then use that to pick up loads of different types of way to say yes, like sure, absolutely, good, and then it will take your player down that route. Now, because your player is inside the story, we need the character to respond specifically to what the player answers so that they know that they've been heard. So double click on the graph and choose character node. And if we click in this box here, we can write the character response. I appreciate you making the effort. We then select the character who's going to say it. And then we join those nodes up by clicking this white dot here and dragging and then letting go when you reach the other node. And the same for this one here. Now, if at this point the player says yes, they will be taken all the way down this path through the thumbs up player node and they'll get given this response here. And then we did the same for a no intent. So double click on the graph, select player node, click use intents, thumbs down, connect that up, double click on the graph to create a character node, then click in here with the response, glad to hear it, and join those up like that. Now in Charisma we give the player the opportunity to write whatever they want, more than just yes or no, so we have to provide player nodes to cover for that too. So let's create a new player node. Double click, player, and if we click in this box here, we can write those potential answers. And thinking about our question, have you come from far, they could answer with something like, it was no bother. Then hit enter, you can add another one, it will be worth it. Hit enter again, I was happy to make the trip. And then Charisma will take those sentences and match any player answers that have a similar intention so that they get taken down that path. And the more that you add into a player node, the better chance Charisma has of making a match. But for now, we'll just join that up and create a character response. And we'll click in here and say, I love your enthusiasm. Choose the character, join it up. And then you would keep adding these player nodes, thinking about all the ways that the player could possibly respond, and then providing a character response for that. And once you've created all the player nodes that you can think of, we can use a wildcard for if the player says anything else. So if we double click on the graph here and create a wildcard, and then we'll write a character response for that, which should be nice and vague to make sure it makes sense no matter what the player has said. So for this one, we'll say, well, here we are. Connect those up like that. And now that we've got these 4 different options, we want to connect these character nodes up to the next point in the story, which in this case is the character saying, let's start the interview. So we click and drag and let go. So there it is, that's one interaction in Charisma. And there we have it, your first interaction between your characters and your players. Keep doing that and you'll have an interactive story where your players and characters are inside the action. For more information on all of the Charisma tools, head to charisma.ai/docs. And for more tips and tricks, subscribe to this channel and connect with other writers on our Discord server.